Good morning, I'm Brother Jason, and this is the Baptist Catechism. Question 52 asks us, what is required in the First Commandment? The answer, the First Commandment requires us to know and acknowledge God to be the only true God and our God, and to worship and glorify Him accordingly. Let's take a look at some verses from the Bible, see what it has to say. Joshua 24:15, Joshua tells the people, if it is disagreeable in your sight to serve the Lord, choose for yourself today whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served, which were beyond the river, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my house, we'll serve the Lord. Everybody has a choice to make. Which gods are they going to serve? If you don't want to serve the one true God, serve some other God. You're going to be. Just be open and honest about it. Joshua chose to serve the Lord because he knew that the Lord was the only true God. We all have that choice to make. Chronicles chapter 28 verse 9 says, as for you, my son Solomon, know the God of your father, and serve him with a whole heart and willing mind, for the Lord searches all hearts and understands every intent of thoughts. If you seek him, he will let you find him, but if you forsake him, he will reject you forever. This is David's admonition to Solomon, his son, when he was telling him that he needed to serve the Lord, because God knows the thoughts, he knows the heart, he knows everything that's going on. If we seek him, he will let us find him. But if we reject him, there will come a point where he will reject us forever. We have a choice in this life. Will we serve the one true God, or will we reject him? Deuteronomy chapter 26:17, you have today declared the Lord to be your God, and that you would walk in his ways and keep his statutes, his commandments, and his ordinances, and to listen to his voice. And as the children of Israel prepared to go into the promised land, this was a discussion with Moses. They declared that they would serve the Lord. That was a declaration. And they declared that they would walk in his ways and keep his statutes and his commandments, his ordinances, and listen to his voice. We're going to listen to all sorts of voices. We're going to serve something, somebody. We may as well listen to the voice of God and serve him, because in his words are life. So we can choose to serve that one true God. Psalm 29, verse 2 says, ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. Worship the Lord in holy array. And if the Lord is our God, and we choose to worship him, then we should ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. He is very glorious. He's the King of kings and Lord of lords, the creator of all things, spoke the heavens into existence. Just by the sound of his voice, the world came to be. He is worthy of all worship and worthy of all praise. We should worship him accordingly. Matthew chapter 4, this is the temptation of Christ. Again, the devil took Jesus to a very high mountain, showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. And he said to him, all these things I will give to you if you fall down and worship me. Then Jesus said, go, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God and serve him only. The devil left him, and angels came and began to minister to him. And so Jesus, in his temptation, as he'd been fasting for 40 days in the wilderness, the devil comes and says, look, all of this belongs to me. And it did, because he took it from Adam when Adam sinned and abdicated his dominion. So he does have that dominion that is his. He offered it to Jesus, and Jesus said, go. You shall worship the Lord and serve him only. And Jesus really is the King of kings and Lord of lords. This whole world belongs to him. And Jesus will crush Satan under his feet, and he will conquer all of his enemies. Jesus is pointing out here, we shall worship the Lord and serve him only. We shouldn't worship the devil. We shouldn't worship any number of these false demonic gods. We shouldn't worship all of these other ones that are out there. And there's millions of gods that people serve. But there's only one true God, only one who's worthy of worship. Question 52 of the Baptist Catechism. What is required in the First Commandment? The First Commandment requires us to know and acknowledge God to be the only true God and our God, and to worship and glorify him accordingly.